Alright, so the affidavit of Chuck Huber has just been released. If you guys don't know who he voices 17 in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. First page consists of Chuck saying that he denounces Vic's infidelity towards Michelle. This is especially important. He has been a voice actor for Funimation since 1998. Obviously, he knows the work environment of Funimation and he's made several friends there. This is where it gets interesting. So he says that he's been friends with Vic for at least 10 years and he's been friends with Jamie and Monica for at least 10 years. Here he says the first time I heard Vic's name was in a convention in 2003 or 2004 with Chris Sabat. In that conversation, Chris Sabat verbally disparaged Vic's Christian faith and speculated that Vic was quote-unquote actually gay based on the way he dressed. In that conversation, Chris Sabat stated that Vic was a pedophile who liked quote-unquote little girls. Despite these statements, he did not express concerns about risks to fans, which I thought was odd. During this conversation, there was no specific mention of Vic committing sexual harassment, sexual assault, inappropriate behavior with teenage fans, or that Vic posed a risk to fans at conventions. In approximately 2007, Vic began the practice of autographing artwork depicting anime characters for money at anime conventions. Other voice actors and Funimation employees initially described that practice as quote-unquote stealing from fans, quote-unquote using fans, or quote-unquote being an asshole. We all later adopted the same practices and currently follow those practices at conventions. That's pretty ironic. This behavior of voice actors and other Funimation employees towards Vic's successful business tactics demonstrates long-standing negative opinions about Vic. Then he said that in conversations people said that he was a douche, a diva, his clothes were gay. They talked about his infidelity. They talked about a dislike of his conservative Christian beliefs and personal attacks for his support of Donald Trump. All of these comments were made at one time or another by Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, Chris Sabat, and others. All of them, however, conceded his ability to do his job. In December 2013 at YamaCon, I had lunch with Sean Schemmel and Sony Strait. Sean Schemmel tried to persuade me to participate in a derogatory video about Vic, known as the Vince Mangina voice actor pedophile video. The video was to portray Vic as a pedophile. I refused because Vic is my friend and he is not a pedophile. Most of the time when I interacted with Sean, he attacked Vic for pushing his Christian faith on fans at conventions and for Vic's purported sexual promiscuity. Then some Funimation director told Chuck that Vic would never get a directing job because he was quote-unquote such a douche. He also states that no Funimation employees have ever accused him of sexual assault prior to January of 2019, and none of them indicated to him that Vic was a threat of some sort. Vic himself told Chuck that he had never been warned of any complaints about his behavior. One time in 2018, Vic met with the producer at Funimation to discuss any issues with his behavior. Sexual harassment was not mentioned at all. In fact, they only said that he was difficult to work with because he sometimes asked directors to do additional takes when the director was satisfied with his initial take. What a monster. My experience working at Funimation was unpleasant. It is well known that if one falls out of favor with certain people, including Chris Sabat, or if one tries to do anything to change the working conditions, that person will not be rehired as a voice actor. I felt threatened with not being used as a voice actor in subsequent projects if I complained about the work environment. Funimation posted no employment policies regarding sexual harassment in the workplace or at conventions. Funimation did not provide an employee handbook to me, Vic, Jamie, or Monica. In the 20 years I worked at Funimation, it was very common for employees, voice actors, writers, producers, directors to hug and kiss each other at the Funimation offices. Raunchy and sexual comedy was extremely common. Yeah, those Funimation leaks make that clear. Sexual relationships between Funimation employees and voice actors was common. No one was ever disciplined or terminated for this conduct. When Sony acquired a majority interest in Funimation in late 2017, a no hugs policy was announced. Funimation employees and voice actors largely ignored this policy at first. The voice actors, including Jamie and Monica and other Funimation employees, talked and flirted freely at Funimation on a regular basis, though this did become less common after Sony instituted the no hugs policy. When the Dragon Ball Kai was being recorded in 2007, I heard rumors that actresses had been recast at Funimation for refusing sexual advances by Funimation employees. I considered these rumors credible based on my experience working at Funimation and from direct messages received from a former DBZ cast member. I also heard that actresses who participated in sex with Funimation/Okatron 5000 employees were cast in roles. Sorry if I butchered that. I considered these rumors credible based on my experience working at Funimation. Damn, so he's basically saying that Chris Sabat was one of the people who would recast voice actors at Funimation if they refused sexual advances with, I'm assuming, him. Pretty ironic. That seems like similar things that they're accusing Vic of. Not necessarily the recasting thing, but the whole, sexual harassment, sexual assault type of stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this affidavit in the comments. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.